Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu amma ba'd. Sheikh Imam Amra, brothers and sisters, I'm very thankful to Allah the Almighty to have the privilege to speak to you this afternoon for a few moments, inshallah, on behalf of Ibad Ar-Rahman. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless this masjid and all of its efforts and its desires to expand for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I do hope that you will be generous and go in your pockets and help this masjid. And I want to give you a compelling reason for a few moments why it would not be excessive if you took all of your money and spent it in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want to give you a compelling reason in a few moments. Brothers and sisters, I don't think that most of us can imagine the depth of what we face in this society right now. Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, once said, Khaliful Mushrikeen, be opposite the disbelievers. And one of the problems with the Muslims is that instead of being opposite, we are acting just like those whom the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, told us to be opposite of. But why? Why did he say be opposite? What's the reason for it? Nietzsche called it the transvaluation of all values, where good seems like evil and evil seems like good, where friends look like enemies and enemies look like friends. This is the society in which we live today. I remember years ago growing up in Brooklyn, if a person was homosexual, they wouldn't bring it out in the open. They stayed in the closet. But now last week, I'm told, I didn't witness it myself, I heard it, people told me, reliable people, said on a national program, very famous program, Ellen DeGeneres, on her show, she announced what everyone knew of a new bill passed in California where same-sex marriage. So she announced on her television show that her longtime companion, that they were going to get married. And what happened is that the audience, they stood up and they gave her standing ovation. I'm not even making a judgment about that today. That's not our topic. But I'm trying to show you that the society has changed in such a way that things years ago would be a shame is nothing now. Years ago, young girls get pregnant, unmarried, it was the shame of the family. And they would take the young girl and they would ship them to their relatives down south or somewhere else because it was a shame of the society. But now it's no big thing. Little girls get pregnant and it's no big thing. Did you know, brothers and sisters, according to the World Health Organization, WHO, World Health Organization, they said that intimacy between men and women happen 100 million times a day on this earth. 100 million times a day. Now, it's rumored that a lot of that takes place in New York City. I don't know. that results in 910,000 conceptions a day on this earth, that results in 350,000 sexually transmitted diseases a day on this earth, that results in 150,000 abortions a day on this earth. And you know what? All of it is all right. It's okay because that's the way things are now. And you know what? You would think that the Muslims are exempt. That is not happening with the Muslims. But you find out that the same thing that has happened to other people are now happening also with the Muslims. Should you anticipate such a thing? Should you? The answer is yes. Why? Because of our Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, who said, you will follow. You will follow those who came before you. Step by step. Dhira'an bi dhira'in. Shibran bi shibran. Step by step and inch by inch, so that if they crawled in a hole of the lizard, you follow right behind them. Is that happening now? Is it happening now? Are Muslims following in the same footsteps as those who came before us? All right. Transvaluation of all values. Now, brothers and sisters, I want to ask you a question. Have any of you ever heard of Dr. Sheikh Mohammed Qatanani? Dr. Sheikh Mohammed Qatanani, born in Jordan, is an imam in the city called Patterson, New Jersey, in an area called Passaic County. Sheikh, I don't know if you heard of him. Beautiful brother, Imam Hafiz al-Quran, beautiful recital Quran, alim, wonderful brother, well respected. 1996, him, his wife, and his 3 children applied for citizenship of this country. It's not unlike so many other people. Many people, they come to the United States, they want to become citizens of this country, alhamdulillah. So he applied for citizenship. Became imam of the masjid, did a wonderful job developing the Muslims in that community, have good relationship with non-Muslims. The kind of leader we need, moderate, good understanding of Quran and Sunnah, non-compromising, the kind of man that we need. 2 years ago, his request for citizenship of this country was denied. And immediately they said they're going to deport him. Why are they going to deport him? Because in 1993, on his application, they asked the question, have you ever been arrested? Now those brothers who've been in prison, I know we had a lot of brothers been in prison. In case you didn't know it, we have 300,000 Muslims in prisons of the United States of America. Some of them, alhamdulillah, like Malcolm X, reverted to Islam in prison, became Muslim while they're in prison. So many people become Muslim, men and women, they become Muslim in prison, alhamdulillah, live great lives, and they come out and be great Muslims. There's some, if you go around the country and you go from masjid to masjid, and you look at some of the brothers, and you follow their history, you would never have believed that they had been in prison. Never. The kind of lives that they live. Other brothers, Muslims, make mistakes. They go into prison, alhamdulillah, they get themselves together. But 300,000 Muslims in the prisons of the United States of America.